So, game week 2 and the championship is back. Ipswich Town is back and I am excited for this game week to start right now. Hi again, it's me, it's Mouse Cannon. Today we're doing my EFL Game Week 2 predictions. And yet, the amount of views we got in the EFL table predictions from League 2, League 1 Championship combined with 600 views. Thank you for all that support. Thank you for that support. For 3 of the longest videos of this channel now. Thank you for that support. But like I did today, and I get ourselves is at least, I'm going to go feel generous. 7 likes today for this video today. 7 likes. And yep, no messing about with the, and also make sure you subscribe as we're trying to get ourselves up to 200 subs by the end of the summer holidays. If we get that, we're doing 2 things gold. And also we're heading to Thursday night, Port Felton Cardiff now. Cardiff, what a win against Peterborough on Saturday. Coming from behind 2-1. There were 2 spectacular goals. One was a free kick. I didn't get to watch it live because I was in the loo. And then the second goal came from nowhere from the youngster getting his first senior goal. It's absolutely magnificent. I have him on my fantasy team for this game week. But I do think that Cardiff, I think they'll probably beat Port Vale. Both teams were from 2 separate divisions last season, but I do think that Cardiff will probably beat Port Vale here. I think a 2-0 win to Cardiff for this one. Now we're at St Andrews for the Friday night game. I am excited for this game. I'll be watching it live on TV. It's going to be Birmingham take on Ipswich Town. I'm excited. I might actually explode. 2 teams came from 2 separate divisions last season, one from the Prem and one from League 1. Can't believe it, but Birmingham might be on the verge of making back-to-back promotions. They might do an Ipswich run. They could be the next Ipswich, and for Ipswich, they need to start. If we don't win our first 2 games, we might be. But I know it's an Ashley Young. It's like a battle between Clubby Akpom, really. Whoever wins, I think they might get Clubby Akpom for this game. But I do think I am excited for this game. I have Lee Davis and Claude Hurst in my fantasy team. I am excited for this game. Birmingham, it's all out. It's just too much. It's going to be too much. I might actually explode this game, but I do think I'm having a feeling there might be goals here. I really think we can. I don't think we'll probably win this game, but because of Birmingham's, they have spent so much money. But I do think I have a feeling. I have a feeling there's gonna be goals. I'm having a feeling it's going to be a 2-2 draw at St Andrews. We're going to hold Birmingham at St Andrews for the opening game. And then down to St Mary's for the lunchtime kick-off now with Southampton taking Wrexham. 9 years ago, Southampton beat Inter Milan in the Europa League. And Wrexham lost to Braintree at home 1-0. And now 9 years later, they are now facing off each other. Two teams came from 2 separate divisions last season again. Can't believe it, really, but it's gonna be a good game to watch, really. It's gonna be an exciting game to watch, really. This might be the game I will be watching. I will be watching. But I do think Wrexham first game in the championship for almost 40 years over. But I do think it's gonna be a very tight game to watch. But I do think that Southampton, it might be too much for Wrexham, but I do think that Southampton will probably, there will be goals galore. I'm thinking a 5-3 win to Southampton for this one. It's going to be a very good game to watch. Then heading into the Charlton taking Watford now in the Valley. We have Charlton first championship game since 2020, the year of COVID. And it's the first championship game at Charlton with fans since before lockdown. I'm quite excited for this game. Last tournament, I don't know when, but yeah, it's going to be a good game to watch, really. It's going to be a very tight game. Yeah, Charlton have Charlie Kelman. It's going to be a very tight game, but I'm having a feeling it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Then heading into Coventry for Coventry taking home now. Yep, it's going to be a good game to watch, really. Yeah, it's going to be a very tight game to watch. Yeah, Coventry had playoff heartbreak in the semi-finals last season, getting equalised in the 120th minute. Absolute heartbreak it was for Coventry at the Stadium of Light. But I do think that's going to show them the example and they're going to go and be in an automatic fight this season. And I really think they want to start it. If they want to go on form right now, they're going to be up there. And I think that's going to happen. I think a 2-1 win to Coventry for this one. But I do think Hull will probably pull off a good fight. But I think they might slip away. And then into League One, let's kick off. Reading and Huddersfield now. Oh my days, oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. Both teams, I'm thinking that could be an automatic promotion fight this season. But Reading are 23rd in the table after losing 2-0 to Lincoln on the opening day, and Huddersfield are top of the table for the second year in a row after match day 1, winning 3-0 against Leyton Orient. Playoff semi-finalist Leyton Orient. Unreal scenes it was, but I do League One, former Ipswich manager or past manager assistants is coming in clutch, sending Huddersfield back into the Championship. But I do think Reading might actually hold on. Bottom, top against bottom in match day 2 is like nothing. It's just nothing. It's still even, but I do think it's gonna be an even match. 1-1 draw for this one. It's going to be really even Stevens. And to Peterborough taking on Luton now. Luton Town. On that opening game, I really think AFC Wimbledon was the better team than Luton, really. I don't know why. They were just like the better team because their defence was quite good. After that, Ryan Johnson led the entire AFC Wimbledon team down, scoring an own goal that lost all of its aura. That is so sad of him, losing all of his aura from that game to give Luton a 1-0 win. And I really think Luton is going to find a way to get another 1-0 win against Peterborough that keep on losing their best players. But into League 2, let's kick off. Notts County took on Salford now. Ooh, yep, it's going to be a game to watch, really. Both teams haven't won in the Gameweek 1, Salford are down in 22nd, losing 3-1 to Crewe, and Notts County had to wait for an hour because it was quite serious really because one fan was literally had to be sent to the hospital on a helicopter. It was quite disturbing scenes, but he had to be taken out, and had to be sent to the hospital sadly, but God bless him. But I do think it's going to be a very tight game, but I have a feeling it's going to be a 1-1 draw. It's going to be really tight. And then heading into the 3 o'clock Championship game, it's QPR taking Preston now. Yep, it's really a good game to watch, really. Both teams I'm expecting to be around a drop this season, but QPR look quite impressive to look out for this season. They have Poku, QPR, and Preston have got Preston. That's what I've mostly been seeing about Preston. Yeah, but I do think it's going to be a very tight game to watch. It's going to be a really tight game. Poku, could he get his first goal or assist? I have a feeling it's got to be extremely tight. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, really, for this one. And then heading into League 1 now, with the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Barnsley taking Burton now. Burton Albion, Charlie Webster, 2 goals, got the most points in Gameweek 1. Why did no one warn me about Charlie Webster? I could have had him on my fantasy team, but I did lose like a bit of my aura on that game week. I had 33 points on that game week. Shocking. Absolutely shocking, but I do think I'll redeem myself. It's only the start, but Barnsley won 3-1 against Plymouth at home park. Barnsley might be cooking the season, but I do think it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I think there might be 5 goals. I think a 3-2 win to Barnsley, and I think that Kayla Dunn might be on the score sheets again. I don't think Charlie Webster may also be on the score sheets again, but who knows? But Barnsley will win. As we're into Wickham now, with Wickham taking Stockport now. Yep, it's going to be a game to watch. It's going to be a good game to watch, really. Last time I met, Stockport won 3-1 on the final day. It's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. It's going to be really tight. I do see myself, Stockport, dipping in form somewhere this season, and I do think it's going to happen. But Wickham, they've dipped in form at the end of the season last season, and it's carrying on to this season. So, this as they lost 2-1 to Bradford, but I do think they might also lose again. But I'll be very tight. It's going to be a very tight 2-1 win to Stockport for this one. As we're in the Bolton and Plymouth now. Yeah, both teams in the bottom four. It's 22nd versus 21st. Both teams lost in game week 1. One team lost 2-0 and the other lost 3-1. Both managed to goal difference. But could both teams get their first dub of the season? But it's gotta be very tight. I remember that both of these teams played each other in the EFL Trophy final. And Bolton smashed Plymouth to win the EFL Trophy. Could that happen? I don't think so, but it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I'm going to go for a fence. I think a 1-1 draw for this one, really, to be honest. As we get into St James's Park in Exeter for Exeter taking Blackpool now. Yep, a really good game to watch, really. Last time I met, I don't know really what happened, but I remember this was Steve Bruce's first game, and Blackpool gave Stevenage their first ever win at Bloomfield Road at Blackpool in game week 1, losing 3-2 to Stevenage. That is absolute aura losing for Blackpool and for Exeter, also losing a bit of aura as well, but to lose 1-0 to Doncaster in the opening game. But I do think Blackpool will get their first win. Exeter will have to go through 2 defeats in a row. But I do think Exeter will get a goal. I think a 2-1 win to Blackpool for this one. And heading down to League 2 now, we're Barnet and MK Dons now. Yep. Both teams haven't scored yet this season. One team lost 1-0 and the other drawn 0-0. The blooming Oldham ran out to MK Dons. Well, are we still calling them MK Duns? Because are they still done for? But nah, they can't be because it's only the start. It's only the first game. Yeah. But I do think MK Dons will start. I think the squad will start trailing soon. But yeah, I think it's hard to say. But I do think MK Dons. I think they'll win. It'll be 2-1 for the most of the game. But I think in the 90th minute, I think MK Dons is gonna make it 3-1 to MK Dons for this game. But I think Barrow will probably put off a good fight again. Then heading into the London Derby now, where Bromley take a Barnet. London Derby, it happens again! For Bromley in matchday 2, and it last in the Met, it was in the National League, and I think they drawn, and I remember last time that Bromley and Barnet were in the same league, they were next to each other in the table, both second and third. So they both took the playoff semi-finalist tickets. And yep, it's going to be a game to watch, really. Barnet hasn't won a game yet in the EFL yet this season. And Bromley have drawn 0-0 to Shrewsbury. But it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I'm having a feeling I'm going to go for quite a tight fence. It's going to be a 1-1 draw for this one. Barnet gets their first one of the season. But then heading into the county ground now with Swindon and Cambridge now. Yep, it's going to be a good game to watch, really. Last time I met, I ain't got a clue. It's been a while. It's been a blowing while, I can tell you that. But I really think it's been like since 2020 the last time we met each other. And that was the season that Swindon were champions. Hasn't gone to a good start for Swindon. Lost 2-1 at the final minutes. And one fan threw something at the Walsall goalkeeper. And Ian Holloway actually had complained to that. We've got to respect Ian Holloway for that. For jumping in and saying, hey, whoever did that, it's a shame. He should be banned for coming into the stadium forever. He should be banned. Absolutely, you gotta respect them, really. You have to respect them. But I do think that Swindon will get their first win of the season in the second attempt. I think it's going to be a quite tight one, but I do think Swindon will win. I think a 3-2 win to Swindon for this one. Then heading to Oldham for Oldham and Colchester. Oldham's first home game of the season in the EFL since 2022. And it's going to be exciting scenes at the Oldham Stadium. I don't know what the stadium name's called, but it's right here. But yep, Oldham lost 3-1 to Accrington on Tuesday night in the EFL in the Carabao Cup Premium Round. And for Colchester, they're drawn 1-1 on Tranmere, but I do think it's going to be a very tight game to watch. I'm having a feeling it's going to be another 5 goals. I'm having a saying, Oldham will get their first dub. I swear, it's always the playoff winner in the National League always gets their first win before the National League winner. So, and it's going to happen again. Oldham getting their first dub before Barnet. 3-2 win to Oldham for this one. And to Harrogate and Grimsby now. Both teams won, and it's first versus fifth. That's fifth against first. Harrogate won 1-0 against Bristol Rovers. What an away win that was, really. Unexpectedly came from nowhere. And Grimsby also got a big win from nowhere. 3-0 against Crawley. And Crawley is getting dumped rock bottom next to Barnet. That is kind of impressive. Grimsby and Harrogate. But I do think it's going to be a good game to watch, really. One of them teams will have to end their 100% run, but I do think it's going to end in both. But I have a feeling it's going to be a very tight fence. A 1-1 draw for this one. But heading in Cheltenham to Chesterfield now. One team won 1-0 and the other lost 1-0, so they're just 1 goal. Both teams are on 1 goal off 0 on goal difference. So it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. Last time I met, I think it was a 1-1 draw, really, I think it was. But I do think that Cheltenham, they're going to have a struggle this season. And I really think Chesterfield will probably hit that. Yeah, I think Chesterfield will probably score some goals. I think a 4-0 win to Chesterfield for this one. And then to the 5:30 kick-off in the Championship now. Sheffield United can take on Bristol City now. Both teams with 2 different managers, one for Sheffield United and one for Bristol City. Bristol City's got the Austrian manager, and Sheffield United's got Ruben Sellers, the former Hull City manager. But it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I am quite surprised that Mr. Hamer from Sheffield United is still at Sheffield United, and for Bristol City, yeah, Bristol City is just Bristol City, really. I think they've made like a big sign, really, but I do think it's going to be very tight. But I think that Sheffield United will only just get the job done. I think a 2-1 win to Sheffield United for this one. But then to the final game on Sunday, 4:40 kickoff. Leicester take on Sheffield Wednesday. I don't know if it's going to go ahead or according to plan, it's going to go ahead because Sheffield Wednesday are in crisis at the moment. It's just Barry Bannon and youth squad players, and it is so sad to see where Sheffield Wednesday are right now, because loads of players that have been there for years are quitting Sheffield Wednesday. Danny Roll has quit. One of their stands is closed. It's a disgrace for Sheffield Wednesday and their owners. They need to sell their owners need to blooming sell the club, because that's what the fans going to want. Because if it doesn't happen, they could be extinct. They could be blooming extinct. But Leicester City, yeah, they might be in the same sort of thing, but at least it's not At least they're not where Sheffield Wednesday are right now, because they're probably at the worst. Like same as Morecambe, really. They're kind of at the same place as Morecambe, but their games are still going to go ahead for Sheffield Wednesday, but Morecambe ain't, sadly. But I do think that Leicester will probably run riot. I have a feeling, I'm sorry, but I think it's going to happen. A 4-0 win for Leicester for this one. But if you're wondering, here is the rest of my predictions of the EFL and the fantasy team for Gameweek 2 right here. But if it's my prediction, you can comment over on what your prediction is going to be. And everyone, thank you for watching this video. I have enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!